Hey, what's up everybody, Nexil here. Today we're playing Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, and I'm going to be talking about the Supernova Plus Kingdom Hearts 3 Roxas reprint banner, as well as the Defense Breaker deal. Now let's go ahead and start by saying the Roxas banner is unfortunately not worth it unless you're a huge Roxas fanboy. So let's go through all the reasons why this is actually worse than the standard banner. So in terms of the number of gems you're only getting 2, as opposed to a standard banner like the Anthem, where you can get 3 per pull. So we're getting less rewards. In terms of the draw odds, nothing about it is better than a standard banner. So the only medal that's worth chasing is going to be that Supernova Plus Kingdom Hearts 3 Roxas. There are no additional Supernova Plus medals in this entire pool. And then in terms of the medal itself, it's outdated. So Roxas was designed to be a damaging medal, and remember what I say about damaging medals, they're replaced very easily by new medals that have higher numbers. Their strength is higher, their multiplier is higher, their special attack gives more metal strength, and that's exactly what happened to Roxas here. So in terms of his max strength, it's 43,500, which is 3,500 less than our average 47,000 that we see today. In terms of his multiplier, he's okay, clocking at 9.2, but in terms of the special attack, he only gives magic metal strength plus 2,500. Even with extra attack, that's only plus 5,000, and then with the supernova attack, that's only 10,000 coming from Roxas alone. We have medals nowadays that for one turn can give metal strength plus 10,000 from the supernova attack alone. With the special attack and extra attack, we're looking at plus 22,000 for the turn, which is more than twice than what Roxas has to offer. So unfortunately, the medal's outdated, you're getting less rewards, and nothing about the draw odds saves this banner. So if you're a huge Roxas fanboy, I can totally support that, but otherwise I would not recommend pulling from that banner. Let's talk about the banner that actually matters, which is this Defense Breaker deal, which I find actually, it could be a coin toss. It could be really good or really bad. Anyways, let's go ahead and do our banner analysis. We'll talk about the medals a little bit, the draw odds, and finally my thoughts and recommendations on whether or not you should be pulling from this banner. So first things first, we always want to see how much time we have to decide, and you have until July 1st to decide if you want to pull. Realistically though, if you wanted my opinion, you only have until June 22nd to decide if you want to pull. June 22nd, 11:59 p.m. PST, that is going to be the time you really should be deciding if you want to pull. Really a few minutes before that, but I'll get to that in just a little bit. Now, in terms of the banner itself, you spend 1,500 jewels per pull, which is good because no matter what banner we're looking at, you always want to ask yourself, how many jewels am I spending until I hit the stopper medal? So looking at Vanitas, for example, 3,000 jewels, and then you guarantee Vanitas in 5 pulls. We're looking at 15,000 jewels just to hit the stopper medal. With this half price banner, and with only 3 pulls until the Mercy, you're looking at 4,500 just to hit the Mercy, which is really good. The half cost banners are good because they get you to the goal sooner by spending less jewels. But with half the jewel cost, we're unfortunately only getting half the stuff. So in terms of the medals, we are getting 1 Kingdom Hearts 3 medal, and then you also get 4 5-star or higher medals. On average, you're going to be selling all of this unless it's 1, a supernova medal you need that has like some sort of great effect, or you pull a stopper medal early, and 2, if you're using them for sub-slot points. Those are the only 2 reasons you'd save these medals. Otherwise, you're going to be selling them for draw points. In terms of the VIP coins, you get 5 VIP coins with every single pull, which is really unfortunate because when we go to the avatar boards, and if you want to cash in VIP coins, you have to do it in multiples of 10. There are no VIP boards right now that take 5 VIP coins. So if you want to make the most out of your VIP coins, you're going to have to pull in an even number of pulls. So for example, 2 pulls or 6 pulls. Unfortunately, doing 3 pulls will leave you with 5 VIP coins that are effectively useless. And then you only get 1 speed gem with every single pull, which is kind of bad because in the standard banner we get normally 3, but when they decided to half the cost, they decided to round down and give us only 1 Kingdom Hearts 3 medal and then 1 gem per pull, which is very unfortunate. I really wish they rounded up so that we got 2 and 2. That would have been awesome. So in terms of the medals, again, they didn't give you a list, and the stopper medal list is a little bit clunky, so I decided to make a graphic to kind of describe these medals. So I've categorized them as best PvP, best staples, and then ones that are really just for collection. So in terms of the ones that are under best PvP, the reason that they're under best PvP is going to be because the supernova attack is 100% defense boost piercing. That's how Cloud and Leon made it, because they have a supernova attack that 100% pierces defense boost. Now, I talked about this with Strikeform Sora, or with Supernova plus Kingdom Hearts 3 Vanitas, that's really strong to have because it's not relying on chance. You know that that hit, even though it's only one hit, is going to go through for maximum damage. And remember, PvP is a damage contest. So while a lot of the newer medals, specifically Supernova plus Kingdom Hearts 3 Vanitas, have a special attack with defense boost piercing 50%, that's still chance. Now let me go ahead and use Dissidia Sephiroth as an example. Dissidia Sephiroth does 3 hits, and there's a 30% chance for a defense boost piercing. So there have been so many times where people have been reliant on 2 of those hits to go through. But there have been so many times in my PvP experience where none of them went through. So even though a 30% chance with 3 hits means on average 1 of those hits is going through, I've had so many times where none of them went through. I lost that round and it was like, man, feels bad. So to have 100% defense boost piercing on the Supernova attack is really good, especially since Supernova Renew is a thing, and then you could get that multiple times in the same turn is really, really strong. So I just find that consistency to be very, very good, which is why Cloud and Leon made that cut there. In terms of the best staple medals, now some of those best PvP medals also double up as best staple medals. So in terms of the best staples that you could pull from this banner, we are looking at Supernova plus Illustrated Sora, Supernova plus Kingdom Hearts 3 Dark Riku, Strikeform Sora, Supernova plus Kingdom Hearts 3 Vanitas, the Dissidia Sephiroth, Elsa, the Berserker, and Final Fantasy VII Remake Tifa, who we thought we'd never see again. So those 8 medals are really good staple medals that you can find in this banner. In terms of the 4 collection mostly, the reason they're there is because remember, PvP is a damage contest. You want to be cranking out as much damage as possible, and unfortunately, a lot of these medals have like low multipliers, their maximum strength value is low, their defense boost piercing is less than 30%. So there's a lot of reasons that those medals are for collection only, and you're really going to want to aim for that top shelf there, those best PvP and those best staple medals, with really the focus being on the best staples. Staples are really good because you can use them in multiple contexts. The Cloud and the Leon that are under best PvP, I'm never going to use those for PvE content unless I've got nothing better. They've really fallen off the wayside, unfortunately. So those are going to be my recommendations in terms of the medals. You're going to want to aim for pretty much 50% of the banner. 50% of those stopper medals are going to be useful to you. And a 50% chance at 4,500 jewels to the Mercy, pretty good in my opinion. So there's 20 total medals that you can get from this banner, and that becomes important when we talk about the draw odds. Now, looking at the draw odds, one of the best things about bringing back limited medals or limited time only medals is that they decide to throw all of them in the pool. So that means in the general medals, which are going to be those 4 5-star or higher medals you can get, or let me go ahead and just highlight over it for you there. So in terms of those 4 5-star or higher medals, you can actually get one of the stopper medals early. Like, while it's very, very slim of a chance, there's the potential for you to draw 5 Strikeform Soras all in the same banner. That would be the craziest amount of luck, but the potential exists. And with every single medal that they add back into this pool, the percentage of getting something good goes up. So because they added 17 limited time medals back into the pool, that just jumped up the chances of you getting one of those stopper medals and getting it early, which is really good. So in terms of the general medals and your draw odds, I already cranked out all the math for you. In one pull, since you get 4 of those medals, there's a 10% chance of you getting one of those stopper medals early. That means 1 every 10 people is going to be getting a stopper medal early, which is actually pretty sweet. When we look at the Kingdom Hearts 3 medal odds, oops, let me go back there. When we look at the Kingdom Hearts 3 medal odds, which is going to be represented by Guarantee A in the middle there, that adds on an additional, let me check my notes here. It adds an additional 3.43% chance of you getting that stopper medal early. So all in all, one pull, you actually have about a 13% chance of getting a stopper medal early, which is really sweet. It could actually even represent an additional stopper medal that you're getting. So there is a chance that you can get like Strikeform Sora on your second pull, and then Supernova plus Kingdom Hearts the Vanitas as your Mercy pull, which I find just very, very good. And the fact that the odds are increased because they threw so many medals back into the pool, I am a big fan. In terms of the stopper medal, again, I had 10 medals that I would recommend. But realistically, I only recommend medals that double up as staples and PvP utility. So we're looking at that whole top shelf that's not Leon and Cloud. And when you do up the math for that, it's 5% to get any particular one medal as the stopper. So that times 8, 40% chance to get a really decent medal by only spending 4,500 jewels. That's pretty good. Honestly, I could say that's pretty good. So that high amount of chance with a low amount of jewels means that this banner, you can pull for it for fun. 4,500 jewels is it's not super easy to recover, but if you do VIP or something like that, you can get 4,400 jewels just from buying VIP alone. You get 5,000 jewels just for leveling up 50 levels past level, I believe it's 300 or 400. So 4,500 jewels isn't an absurd amount of jewels to be spending to potentially getting one of these medals, one of those awesome stopper medals at a 40% chance. So what are my thoughts and recommendations? Really only pull for it for 3 different reasons. 1, pulling for ha-has. Honestly, 4,500 jewels to potentially get Supernova plus Kingdom Hearts 3 Vanitas is really just almost laughable, since that banner is actually still active at a mercy for 15,000 jewels. So pull for it for ha-has. Pull for it because you're feeling lucky, like what I did with the imitation banner. Remember that there was a small chance I was going to get the Reaper, but I got him, you know what I mean? So if you're feeling saucy, if you're feeling lucky, then by all means, go ahead and just spend a few jewels. 4,500 really isn't that bad. The last reason I'd recommend to pull for this is because it's PvE. It's literally it's PvP. It's literally a PvP banner. Every single stopper medal, to some degree, is gonna help you pass PvP. And with all the new PvP medals we've been getting, we got Dark Riku, we got Vanitas, we got Strikeform Sora. All these new PvP medals are making me really think they're about to add actually a new material that you can only get through PvP. So the example that I've been using and talking about in my past videos is that they're going to make Keyblades upgradable past level 50, but only with rewards that you get from PvP. If they did something like that, then you're not going to want to find yourself in a place where you have no good PvP medals. So if you're really slacking in PvP and you want to be getting better at it, this is definitely a fantastic banner, because by the end of it, you're going to be getting a defense boost piercing medal. Now, one of the big trade-offs for this is that there's virtually no way to get traits for this that are like good value. So the reason that I say you only have until June 22nd to decide if you want to pull, because when we look at the trait shop, so if you go to the shop, go to Moogle shop, and then go to items, the traits that they're selling right now include Dissidia Sephiroth and Kingdom Hearts 3 Elsa, which exist in the pool. So after June 22nd, this goes away, meaning that the only medal you can reasonably get a good amount of traits for at a low cost is gonna be Vanitas, because his banner is still active. Not only that, but if you're a VIP player, if you go to the Moogle shop again, sorry, I didn't mean to exit out of there. In terms of the traits, there's a trait sale going on right now, meaning that if you get, like, let's just say you get Supernova plus Kingdom Hearts 3 Dark Riku, which is still one of the best medals in the game, in my opinion, you can spend 2,500 jewels to give them perfect traits. And that's really good. If you're free to play, unfortunately, you're stuck with these really bad traits that they make you spend 5,000 jewels on, which I'm not a big fan of. But if you're VIP, these are cheap. These are really, really cheap. Remember, when I talk about traits, I say it takes about 20 to 30 trait medals in order to get perfect traits for a medal. So by buying 3 of these 10 packs, but you could spend 2,500 and guarantee you're getting all of the traits you need. If you don't want that extra strength plus 1,000, realistically, you can spend 1,500 jewels and get a really decent medal. That on top of, let's just say you did that, on top of how much it costs you to get the medal. So that's 6,000 jewels for a potentially perfect, fantastic medal. So that all goes away after June 22nd. So really, if you want to pull, I recommend doing it before all of this fantastic stuff goes away, because even if you're free to play, let's just say you accidentally run into the Sephiroth or the Elsa. At the very least, you get a shot at getting traits for it, and remember that traits can make or break a medal. I have found myself in a lot of scenarios where I'd rather use a tier 9 that has traits rather than a tier 10 that has no traits. Traits really make a huge difference in this game. So the fact that after June 22nd, that becomes very, very limited to pretty much being the Vanitas, or you're spending 25,000 jewels as a free-to-play player, I'd say you really only have until tomorrow to decide if you want to pull. So that's pretty much my thoughts and recommendations. Again, I think there's going to be this meta shift in PvP where it's going to become important all of a sudden, and you might want to find yourself at least well positioned. Remember that there's a lot of staples in this banner. So let's pull up that list one more time. And remember, staples are supposed to be those medals you have one of and you use it consistently over the course of time. also came out in October, and I'm still using her today. So staples are really important, and there's quite a few good staples in this banner. But with that being said, that is the end of this video. Really, I want you to pay attention to the fact that there's no traits. I want to really stress that, because even if you get a good staple, no traits is bad. But yeah, that's the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below, and I'd be happy to answer when I have the time. If you'd like some off-hours help or some additional information, go ahead and join my Discord in the bottom right there. There's a lot of fantastic players in that Discord that are able to help you even if I'm unavailable at the time. So if you want some extra help, that's definitely the place I recommend to go. But with that being said, that is the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, until next time, take it easy.